So, what is Cloud IAM? It is nothing but Cloud Identity and Access Management. Let's see what is Cloud IAM. Let me switch on the laser pointer. So, what is Cloud IAM? Cloud Identity Access Management is a service provided by GCP that allows you to manage and control access to your cloud resources. Or we can say that Cloud IAM is a service used to define authorization, who has what permissions on what GCP resources, and the authentication, that is signing into. This IAM gives you full control and visibility to manage Google Cloud resources centrally. So, let's see the features. Enterprise grade access control. Then it gives built-in features like built-in audit. Then cloud identity support. Also, fine-grained access control from top level to the bottom level of your organization. Actually, it is very simple to use, and also it is completely free of cost or free of charge. Then, how could IAM works? How could Cloud IAM work? Let's say that actually Cloud IAM needs to give access to the person or the identity who needs to access GCP. You can see here, with Cloud IAM, we can manage access control by defining who has what access for which resources. So, what is identity? It is a unique representation of a user which is used to access the resources of GCP. Usually, these identities will have a username and password to access the GCP resources. These identities can be from different entities. As you are seeing now here, it can be from regular individual Google account, or it can be a service account. Also, it can be from Google Groups, Google Groups accounts. It can be from Cloud Identity or Workspace Organization account. Now you understood who is nothing but user identities here. So what is permissions? Permissions are specific actions that a user, group or a service account can perform on a resource. For example, read, write and delete. Permissions are not given directly to the resources. Instead, permissions are grouped into an entity called roles. What is role? A role is a collection of permissions that can be granted to users, groups or service accounts. Only roles will be tagged to the concerned users or groups. So, every role will have multiple permissions at the back. Some of the Google defined roles are, here you can see editor, BigQuery admin, compute viewer, folder creator. With these roles, user can access the concerned resources. These are the resources: compute engine, cloud network, persistent disk. These are all the concerned resources user can access with these roles. Let's try to understand roles and permissions. GCP provides three different types of roles. The first one is primitive roles. Roles viewer, permission for read-only actions. Editor, permissions for editing the resources and also viewer permissions. Owner, all editor permissions plus edit, modify, delete projects and its resources plus billing. These primitive roles are not fine-grained with permissions. For example, if a person is assigned with the viewer role, they can see or view all resources within the concerned project wherever it is assigned. The next one is predefined roles or curated roles. Provides granular access to specific cloud platform resources and prevent unwanted access to other resources. Example, compute admin, full control of all compute engine resources, and container admin provides access to full management of Kubernetes clusters. For example, if a person is assigned with the compute admin role, then that person can gain control over Google compute engines only and not for other resources, as you seen here. The third one is customer roles. Define our own roles. To create a custom role, a caller must have the IAM roles create permission. If there is no specific role for your custom requirements, then we can start creating our own custom roles. Here there is a spelling mistake. You can see here, to grant someone access to use Google Cloud Console or to access all the data in our project, then we can go to the navigation. You can see here, this is the navigation button, and there you can find IAM and admin. If I select IAM menu, then you can see here, there we will get add button. So when we click on add, you can see here email address for a new person, someone not already in the access list shown. So we need to give here the email ID. Then we need to choose the role. What role? Here you can see select role. When we click on select role, you can see all the roles here. So then we need to choose what role to add them to. So here I have choose the role, in my laptop. It will give this account control for cloud storage resources because I have chose storage admin. So also if we remove that ID from the IAM list, the account loses the permission. This is all about the roles, permissions, and let's see the access control to resources at the same time. Access control. Access control is a security measure which is put in place to regulate the individuals that can view, use, or have access to a restricted environment. You can see here to view access policy of a data set. This is the steps. Go to the BigQuery page, then in the Explorer pane, expand your project and select the data set. Then we need to click on sharing and permissions. So the dataset access policies appear in the dataset permissions pane. To view the access policies of a dataset, we need to follow these steps. Go through it once. Go to BigQuery, then the Explorer pane, expand your project and select the table or view. Then click on share. Then the table or view access policies appear in the share. Now you might be thinking how to grant access to a data set, how to grant access to a table or view separately, or how to revoke access to our resources. These are all I have executed in a video. So let's have a glance. Let's see the control access in BigQuery. You can see I have created dataset here, that is BigQuery data. So let's say we want to give access to this dataset for another user. Let's say another user as manager. So we can do it. So in their SQL, in their BigQuery UI, they can access this data set. So let's see how to do it. Go to BigQuery dataset, then share. So here you can see add principal. Once we click on add principal, we can see new principals here. So here we can give ID of another principal, another user. Let's say the manager ID as Harshita Jain at Harshita Jain 2110 at gmail.com. So after that, we need to select a role. You can see here BigQuery, Cloud Data, Dataplex, etc. So for now, I'm giving BigQuery, and also we need to select here BigQuery data editor, data owner, admin, data viewer. For now, let me select BigQuery data viewer. So I'm saving here. Once it is saved, it will be accessed by the another user, I mean, as I said, manager. So now he can access all the big query data set tables and all. So also we can give access only for the tables. Before giving access to the table, for example, let's say there is two teams. So one team need access to only employee table and another team need access to only products table. So we can also perform control access only on the table. So first let's remove the access which we have given on BigQuery dataset. Let's click on three dot here, then share. Here you can find BigQuery data viewer. So here you can find ID here. So if we delete, it will remove the account so that they cannot access to the data set. You can see no data viewer here, no ID. So if you want to give access to only this table for another user, so that this data will be available, this table will be available on their BigQuery UI. So let me do that. As usual, go to the three dots and share, then add principal, again new principal name, I'm adding ID here. After adding ID, I'm selecting role, BigQuery data viewer. So if I save this, the team one who want access to the only employee table can access only employee table now. They cannot access product table. I have given only access to the employee table. In order to do it for products table also, the same thing we need to do. Add principal, then the ID, then the role we need to select. So I am saving here. So both the tables will be accessible